Day trading live this morning, making one trade, making a major mistake, which could have cost me a lot of money. I'm going to talk about it in this video and what all went down live, so stay tuned. What's going on, guys? So starting out the morning here, right before market open, shorting 500 shares of TTS there at the 585 area. I'm going to put one more order out there at the 595 area if this thing spikes up. So I got filled 2,500 shares here on TTS on the way up above this $6 break. I'm looking for this break back below $6 here. Looking for this break below $6 here. Taking 1,000 there at 605. Looking for the break below. See if I can get 500 there at 595. Took 500 there at $6. See if I get 500 here at 595. Big seller stacking up there, $6. So I got 500 there at 595. I'm going to hold the last of these 500 shares to see if we can get down below pre-market lows. Actually, this went long 500 on accident here. Somehow I got an extra 500 there. Ouch. So now I'm long 500 shares. Mess up. I'm going to get out of it all right there. That's funny. So I ended up making $273 on this trade on TTS. Now, really what I need to talk about here is what I did wrong. So obviously now looking at this, I know what I did wrong. Shorting here at 585, that was a bad fill. That was a bad idea. Shorting here at 595, bad idea. This first candle really should have gave me all the opportunity that I needed to go short and get a beautiful position here at the 640, 630 area. That would have been a much bigger win. You know, imagine 2,500 shares there at the 635 area. I felt pretty confident in the move that we would have a pullback from the $6 area back down there below $6, which we ended up having. But this was really just kind of poor execution. I think really this morning I was like, oh man, I'm just going to hammer this baby. I'm going to hammer this baby down. You know, this first two fills there at the 590, 585 area, I could have lived without that. I think the 622 area was a okay fill. And then, you know, could have doubled down there at the 640 area. And that may have made my average much higher, like a 630 average. So that would have been the better way, I think, for me to play this, you know, now that I've looked at this. In the past, I normally don't put orders out to get filled like this. But I've been kind of getting burnt on these types of stocks where they do spike up big, and then I miss out on that first spike, and then I have to end up shorting later on, or I can't short it at all because it doesn't give me an opportunity. So this morning, I kind of just played with that idea that I was going to put orders out and then get filled on the way up on that first initial push and then look for the pullback. But you can see I really should have waited shorting here. I was thinking we might just break down. I thought this might just start to crack and roll off and just go crazy once the market opened. But really that support was just too serious there. That VWAP was there. There was too many things playing against me, and I think I really just kind of got overly confident right here. And that's kind of what ended up screwing me. So I should have waited for this resistance area, that 622 resistance. And then once you broke over that, I could have got another a little bit more there at the 640 area. That would have been a better, really. I mean, in hindsight's 2020 now, I can look back at this and say I can play it 100 different ways. But really, I should have focused on waiting for that resistance area to get tested, and then have looked for the short opportunity, which you can see, you know, that 640 fill would have been a beautiful short. If I would have got 2,500 shares filled there at the 640 area and then got that move below $6, that would have been almost $1,000 in profit. So that would have been a much better play here. So again, that's really just about patience, being calm, looking for the plan. I will agree that this trade could have been really bad, and the risk reward at this entry point at this 590 area was just not there. So do not do this. Do not short right out of the gate like this. If you can learn one thing from this video, it's to learn that again, you know, patience is key here, really on this type of move. If you're really waiting for a setup like this, you should wait for the setup. I was early. I tried to get in early on this setup thinking, oh, you know, it's going to roll off. It's going to start crashing. Because the last couple days, there have been stocks like this where I was like, I'm going to wait for the setup, and then they started rolling off. But just because a stock yesterday did that, and just because I missed out on that move or whatever, doesn't mean that I should change my strategy going forward. Doesn't mean that I should try to be early to these types of moves. So really, you guys can see my mistake here and hopefully learn from that and understand that you should really wait for the trade to set up. And, you know, that was just me kind of forcing this trade, I think. The bad trade. Bad trade, Patrick. Bad trade. I am not proud of this trade, but I'm going to show you guys what I did wrong. Kind of talk about the emotion of it. If you watch the video, you can see, you know, I was kind of like, oh, she's going against me. This is not good. This is not good. Luckily, I got saved here because that resistance, because there was other shorts waiting there at the 620, 640 area. So I got lucky because of that. I thought at worst we would pull back to that $6 area after this spike above that resistance just to kind of find some support there at the $6 area one more time, or test the pre-market lows. Just because, you know, this thing went up so fast, it would at least pull back a little bit, and then I'd be able to get out for a smaller loss, but I was able to get out for a profit there. So again, this is not a video condoning what I just did. I will not be doing this again, and luckily today I walked away in the green, but this could have been a lot worse. It could have been a big red day for me. 100%, I will admit that this was not a good trade. I got lucky. I'm just happy that I walked away green. And like I said, I felt confident in the idea that this did spike up pretty big there to that resistance area. And I was thinking, you know, that we would at least get some type of pullback and I could get out for a smaller loss. And then luckily I was able to get down here to the 595 area, which was where that resistance support area was. The EMAs, the 9 EMA, the 20 EMA, and then the VWAP. So TTTS. So TTTS, we're going to write it off as a trade that I could have executed much better. Really, I think, you know, if I would have started filling up 620, 640 area, that would have been a much, much better trade, getting 2,500 shares there instead of trying to get 1,000 shares down here below $6. And, you know, I was thinking that maybe that $6 area resistance might kick in there and it might hold it down. But you can see it had a big spike in volume. It ramped up there to 645 and then pulled back. So the high on this candle was 640. I got filled there at 640 in the last fill, 500 shares. Racking up commissions, just kind of over trading this and nearly just not what I should have done. So hopefully you guys can see it's a learning process, and I learned today that I really need to wait. I got lucky, and like I said, do not try this at home. Don't do what I just did. If you watch this video, hopefully you guys can see that it is very important to wait for an opportunity like this. Wait for that opportunity to show itself before jumping in. You don't have to be the first of the party. You just don't want to be the last to leave. So there it is, TTTS. I'm going to sign out on that note and basically be happy that I was able to come back and end up in the green instead of being down $300, $400 a day. So if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I'll talk to you guys later on.